What happened to all of the electric cars at CES Asia? I visited there last week in Shanghai, China, and compared to CES Vegas, where I was in January, it was a bit different. And as a matter of fact, I started to wonder whether the reality of what I saw in Shanghai and Nanjing is the same as what everyone's been reporting, how China is extremely electric car friendly, green energy friendly, and so forth. I'm going to tell you coming up next. Thank you if you are watching me live on Patreon. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you're watching me in replay on YouTube, please consider subscribing so you don't miss anything moving forward. So I traveled to Shanghai last week to check out the CES Asia, to attend the Byton's unveiling, a few other events that Byton was in the middle of. Humongous week for Byton. But I also wanted to walk around and see whether it was as exciting at CES here in the United States. And I'll tell you in a second. By the way, before I move forward, just want to remind you guys that this channel and this show is sponsored by Avanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. The discount code is in the description of this video. Okay, so now I have to apologize because unfortunately the footage, my main footage, is not of a very good quality because, well, what happened was, as I was attending the unveiling of the event for Byton, my camera was positioned right there in front of the stage, and one of the lasers, when it was going through my camera, got into my lens and burned my sensor. Apparently this is very common, so unfortunately my camera was not operating very well after that. Boom, as you can see, that's the moment, and after that it was never the same. So I just wanted to apologize for that, but nevertheless, here you go. This is my report from Shanghai, China from last week. I am here in Shanghai, China for CES Asia 2018. As you can see behind me, there's Byton booth. I have a separate video about all kinds of really cool things that have been happening with their brand this week. They've unveiled their brand new concept sedan. They've announced their $500 million second round of financing. They gave us a tour of their factory, of their headquarters. But just like I said, check out that video, a full report on that on my channel. But today I'm just kind of walking around and seeing what's going on. There's this entire building, and there's half of a building next door that's dedicated to cars, basically. If you remember from many of my reports from CES Las Vegas, the presence of electric car and autonomous driving technology has been pretty big. However, here I have to say it's really not that much. There is a Kia Niro EV prototype right next door, and that's the one that we've seen in Vegas, and you guys seen me cover that story. There's a Hyundai booth here, but all they have is a Nexo, the hydrogen a fuel cell powered car, which, you know, I'm not really that hot about or crazy about. I don't think neither are you. There's also Mercedes booth, but they don't have an Q series car like they had in Vegas, and a couple of others that you know, are really not a big deal. I was excited to see Byton's booth because I just never seen Byton in my life. Obviously, that's a brand that's only available here in China, though, as many of you know. This brand is the top-selling brand in the world, above Tesla, Nissan, and so forth, as far as the plug-in hybrids and electric cars are concerned. So I'm excited to see that. So, but nothing beyond that. I have to say it's been pretty surprising because, you know, as you probably know, I've reported many times that China has been very advanced as far as being green technology friendly. They have a lot of different startups that are launching electric car technology. Their own brands are launching a lot of electric cars, and China's kind of overall appears to be a leader in that. But now that I'm here, I have to say that much like here at CES, you don't really feel that. As I walked around the streets and here in Shanghai, and also we visited Nanjing, I haven't seen that many electric cars, at least that I know of. I've only seen maybe, what, 7 Tesla cars? And it's kind of cool actually because they have a little, almost a gas tank type of a opening where, because they are required to have a specific a local charging port in addition to the Tesla charging port. So that was kind of cool, but I only seen 7 of them and maybe one i3, BMW i3, that's pretty much it. I really haven't seen green technology being promoted. I haven't seen like literally a single solar panel on any type of the building. Now, granted, this is Shanghai and buildings are very tall, but we have gone, you know, for what, 3-hour drive between here and Nanjing, and I haven't seen a single solar panel
So I have to say, what I've been hearing about China being green energy and electric car friendly doesn't really match up to what I see here. Now, obviously, sales numbers don't lie, but at the same time, I am comparing it to Silicon Valley and really probably any city in California that I've been to, and this is definitely a work in progress. Now, I see a lot of what do you call it, motorbikes and scooters that are fully electric, because I almost got hit by a few of them because you can't hear them coming, and nobody stops here for pedestrians, right? So Uber autonomous cars would have a really tough time here. But overall, it's, yeah, I have to say, I'm a little surprised and disappointed. And what we're seeing here at CES Asia kind of reflects that kind of an absence of that technology being present here. Just like I said, behind me, the Byton's booth is probably the talk of the town, if that tiny little town of electric cars would be here. But other than that, I really don't see much going on. I will continue reporting on the story. Of course, I'm hoping to be back here next year, and we'll see if there's much change. But so far, yeah, I can't report anything too exciting. So meanwhile, if you haven't seen my Byton's video, definitely check it out, because they have made a huge splash in electric car space, not just here in China, but in the whole world, really, because this brand is going global once they launch the production the next year. All right, guys, well, that's it for me. Let me know what you think, and maybe what your experience has been here in China. If you live here, if you visited here, let me know. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.